Twitch as well. And part of the reason why is because I mean there are a whole bunch of reasons, but I'm trying to build out my other platforms as well. So if you guys can, if you guys have some free time, go into the link in my bio and go into my like other social media links and then subscribe to my YouTube, subscribe to my Twitch, subscribe to my X, subscribe to all that stuff. I would really appreciate if you guys can do that because I'm trying to not be so dependent on TikTok. Um, anyway, you can pay your bills from your account. Yeah, dude. I mean, like, here's the thing. I've like almost 60,000 followers now. So, here's one thing about TikTok. I'm pretty sure you can all guess this, but like, you don't really realize it until you become a content creator. There's so many people who are buying followers. There's so many people who have fake followers. Maybe they're not buying it, but those are not active followers. I can tell, and you can look, you can see very clearly based upon the engagement that exists on their content. Like there's so many guys that have fake followers that, but I've never bought a follower in my life on my TikTok. So, um, what do I think of Medellin, bro? Like, don't go to Medellin is what I have to say about Medellin. Don't go to Medellin. It's not a good place for you to go to. The locals have started to really hate Americans there. Like, I don't understand why people insist on going to a place that the locals hate Americans. Like one of the beautiful parts of being a passport bro is the fact that you're going to a place that the people there like you. Because men in America are so constantly not victimized, but what's it called? Men in America are so constantly villainized that like you have to apologize for being a man in America. You have to apologize for being a man in America in ways that you don't even realize until you leave America. And so being able to live in a place where you don't have to do that is such a great fresh of breath air that I don't understand when people choose to go to places full of people who dislike them. Like, why not go to? There's so many places in the world where, like, as an American, you get greeted as like a superstar. Just go to those places. You know what I mean? Go to Guadalajara in March. Nice. What's the draw of Cartagena? Cartagena's Colombia is like Medellin, but on the water. And like on the water is always better in the mountains. That's just a fact. I just follow the other spots now already on YouTube. Thanks, Big Mo. I really appreciate it. Yeah, dude, there's so many people who buy followers, man. It's crazy. The point of being a pass bro is meant to be we're appreciated. 100%, dude. 100%. You're going to where you're appreciated. And like I don't want to talk about like the like racial aspects of it too, because like everyone kind of feels their own certain way about it. And I don't want to like even like step on that hornet's nest. I'm not trying to antagonize people. I'm trying to bring people together through travel. But like at least from a male perspective, men are constantly being villainized in America, and it's so much nicer living in another country where that's not happening. Going to Marrakesh Sunday from Brazil. Any suggestions? Yeah, dude. So, speaking of which, this is a nice little plug. If you go to my YouTube page, go to the link in my bio, click on my YouTube, go there. There's a video. So, what I've started to do is I've started to put out videos with basically experts from every single region that so basically like I have a video with like a Cartagena expert. I have a video with like a Morocco expert. I just made a video with somebody who lived in Dubai for 3 years, where he's giving the lowdown of Dubai, right? Like I'm somebody who knows a little about a lot of places. There are a few places that I know a lot about, but most places I just know I have a cursory understanding of it, right? So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to find you guys the experts from all of these places and give you the best information. So I have a video on Marrakesh where this guy is going to walk you through everything you should do in Marrakesh. He tells you exactly where you stay. He tells you all of the restaurants you should go to. He tells you a lot of the activities that you guys should do when you're in Marrakesh as well. So basically, if you're doing like a week-long trip in Marrakesh, literally just watch this video and just take notes and do that. I also have a video on there about Rio de Janeiro, obviously. I have a video on there about Bali. I have a video on there about Cartagena as well. And my plan is to do a new video every single week, basically, where I do that. So That's like the big selling point to subscribe to my YouTube. I'm based in America. No, I've been living in America for 3 years. Um, Thank you. I gotta hit up your YouTube for the Cartagena vid. 100%, dude. You're gonna love it. Each of these videos, like I try to approach it where me myself, I'm like pretending to be somebody who knows nothing about these areas. So you might hear me ask some stupid questions, but I'm just trying to go from like the audience's perspective of like people who don't know anything about these places, right? Especially like Marrakesh. I was like trying to fight myself the most. What nationality of baddies have you clapped the most? Latinas. Which nationality specifically? Colombianas, I think. Venezuelan girls, I think, as well, are kind of in the top two. Why do you ask? Top three places to go to feel like a superstar, Asia or South America or both. Honestly, you get most of that treatment in Asia. Make sure though, like there's so many people who will go to Bangkok and just like like flash their passport and assume that everyone's gonna be like, oh, he's an American, he's the coolest guy in the world. And it's like, no, like these people have been seeing Americans in their city literally for like 100 years at this point. Like you're nothing special to these people if you go to Bangkok. And most places in Thailand are the same, right? But if you go to like Phnom Penh, Cambodia, if you go to, some of the boonies in Vietnam, go to the boonies in Laos, that's when you start to get in Laos less so. Like Vientiane, I was surprised. Like Vientiane, I was kind of shocked by how many Americans I saw there. I would say like I like you will see a lot of Americans in Vientiane, so you don't really gotta get that superstar treatment. Um, I don't know why there's so many Americans there. It makes no sense to me, but that's just the facts, ma'am. I don't have explanations for everything. So yeah. I go to places where no one else is going and you're gonna get that superstar treatment. Of the best home cooks. Um Probably like hmm, Indonesian, I would say. I want to ask who's the most promiscuous and avoid them. All right, that's like a weird comment, to be honest. But okay. Have you been to Puerto Rico? I actually have never been to Puerto Rico. You have a question. Okay, I have an answer. What's up, Arius Seeger? What can I do you for? It's not a weird comment if you're looking for a potential traditional wife. Okay, man. I mean, you could have also just asked me like, what's the best country to get a good potential traditional wife as well. You know what I mean? Being like best for down to earth and humble. Down to earth and humble. What is Argentina or Morocco better for play destination for a younger man? Which is more baddies and offer better girlfriend experience? Honestly, Marrakesh I think has better pay for play than Argentina. Argentina pay for play is be a little bit expensive. Um, Marrakesh has a long history of like pay for play. I haven't been to other cities in Morocco, but a lot of the way you get pay for play in Marrakesh, well, there are two main ways that you can do pay for play in Marrakesh. The first one is just like Tinder. A lot of the girls that you're gonna meet are gonna be pay for play, and you just do that type of arrangement. The second one is literally if you just go to bars. Like there's a huge stigma in Morocco or like in most Muslim countries of girls going out to bars like that doesn't happen in Morocco, right? Even a girl going out to a bar with her boyfriend doesn't really happen. So if you see a girl at a bar, they're like 9 out of 10 she's a hooker in Marrakesh. Um, and I mean, like, there's certain rooftop bars where that's not the case, but a lot of like in some of the central places that's not the case, especially places where you're gonna see a lot of gringos. But like if you're going, to like Gillies and those types of areas, I'm like, yeah, 9 out of 10, there's like pay for play involved. This guy's organizing a party in Medellin, and he's curious about how guys find all these girls to invite. Are they working girls? Yeah, they're primarily working girls, most, like what we have to realize is that most of the time when these dudes are flexing on like Instagram or flexing on TikTok and like showing the video of all the girls that they're pulling, most of the time these dudes are flexing pay for play. Like that's just the truth of the matter. Cuz like you'll go to these areas and you'll just be like, "Oh, yeah, no, I see it." You know what I mean? And so, you have to realize, especially places like Medellin and Rio de Janeiro, what you see on social media is not anything to do with reality. Has nothing to do with the reality whatsoever. So, and I mean, I've kind of given this explanation before, but the reason why is because um, the TikTok algorithm um, does two things, right? Or like incentivizes two types of behaviors. The first type of behavior is talking about things that everyone else is talking about. And the second type of behavior is talking about those things in a positive way, right? So for example, right, if I put out a video about Rio de Janeiro, right, and I put out a video about Marrakesh, right, my video about Rio de Janeiro is going to get 10, 100, 1,000 times more views than the Marrakesh video, right? And that's just facts, right? And like the Marrakesh video can be a better done video, can have like better audience retention numbers, can have better engagement percentages, can have all of that stuff. The the video about Rio de Janeiro is getting more views because more people are viewing videos about Rio de Janeiro, right? So if you are a content creator who wants to make passport bro content and you know that everybody's viewing content about Medellin, then then obviously what you're going to do is you're going to go to Medellin to make your passport bro content, right? That's where you get the pop off, right? That's where people are looking at your stuff, right? And now the second thing about talking about it in a positive light is that one of the most important metrics for engagement for your video on TikTok is share numbers. Like if you get your share number like, so for example, again, I know I'm talking about like really like inside baseball stuff, but this is important. If you get your if you increase your like percentage on a video by like 5%, right? It doesn't really help your engagement that much. Comment by 5%, no, not really. Favorite by 5 to 10%, that'll have kind of an impact, but still not really. Share percent, if you can increase your share percent by 5 to 10%, that's the difference between it staying at zero and going viral, right? All of your other numbers can suck. If everyone's sharing your video, it's going viral, right? And so because of that, right, like what types of videos do you think go viral, right? Video A is me, standing in Medellin and be like, yo, these guys are lying. None of this is true, right? Like, yeah, people will watch that video. People might like it. People might even favorite it. But you're not really enthusiastic about sharing it with your buddies, right? However, video B, let's say I'm in Medellin, I'm like, yo, I'm pulling all these baddies, yo, Medellin, right? Like you're gonna share that with your buddy and be like, yo, if he's pulling those in Medellin, imagine what we can do. Let's plan a trip to Medellin, right? So just inherently in terms of human psychology, videos about because of human psychology and because of the way the TikTok algorithm is structured, videos about Medellin, videos encouraging other people to go to Medellin inherently go way more viral on TikTok than any other video there is. If you want to be a passport bro content creator, the easiest way to go viral is to fly to Medellin, get an apartment there for a month, and just film yourself with girls at Park Yoris, right? That is the way to do it. That is the easiest short circuit, right? But because of that, the information about that is not accurate, right? And I've said this so many times that people keep on coming back to me and asking me about Medellin, and I'm just like, it's all a lie, it's all fugazi, right? It's people who pay for pros to put them on their videos in order to get clout, in order to get followers. That's the truth, man. Anyway, that's my first big rant of the night. Yo, throw some roses if you like that rant. Throw some roses if you like that rant. Um, Go to Thailand, first time proper traveling, going in high school season. Was that stupid? No, dude. Going to Thailand is a great first place to travel. Like, I will make a lot of videos. Thanks Geopoliticus for the rose. Thanks Walter for the rose. Thanks that I appreciate that you guys like that rant. Yeah, Jerry, don't worry about it. Jerry on the YouTube stream. I'm going to be we're 150 followers away from monetization where you can start getting roses on the YouTube stream. So hopefully that's going to happen soon. But people on TikTok, I appreciate it. And Jerry, I still appreciate you watching on YouTube. Don't worry about not giving any roses. Anyway, um, Thailand, like one thing you have to realize about a lot of content, thanks a lot, Thunderball, is that I'm speaking to a lot of different audiences at the same time, right? And so when I say don't go to Thailand, I'm really talking about the dudes that you decide to move abroad and then spend 3 years living in Thailand and never leave the country. And I'm like, why are you doing that? Like, why aren't you exploring, thanks Exodus for the rose as well. Why are you doing that? Why are you not leaving the country? Right. So what I really recommend if you are a experienced traveler is not to spend your time in Thailand because that's just kind of a waste of time. But if you're a first time traveler, especially if you're in high school, like Thailand has like training wheels for you, right? And that's a really good idea. Is colorism exaggerated in Brazil? Yeah, it's very exaggerated. Yo, thanks for the lightning bolt and the goat. I appreciate it, guys. Just came from Rio to Rio as a Brazil first timer. I've been to Brazil like 4 times and still haven't seen Rio. Here's the thing, right? Like, I actually, it's funny. It's funny you say that because like I have a friend who he's kind of my Asian Yoda. I mean, he's white, but like he knows a lot about Asia, right? And so he will, him and I talk a lot about traveling in Asia. He gives me a lot of advice. He's been living in Asia for like 12 years now, and he was telling me about how he got invited to this like well-traveled person group in Asia, right? And he was talking to this girl, and this girl was like, yeah, I've been to North Korea, but I've just never been to South Korea. And he was just like, he was doing something. He's like, look, this is the type of statement that sounds really awesome if you're at the like well-traveled group and all these pretentious fucks who like sniff their own farts out of wine glasses and really like to brag about how well-traveled and awesome they are and like to use their travel as a cudgel to prove how much better than they are than other people, right? Amongst those people, it sounds really awesome to be like, "Oh, I've been to North Korea, but I've never been to South Korea." But like, in all honesty, it's just like that's a weird thing. That's actually kind of weird to like have been to North Korea but not South Korea. Like, that's actually like weird. You know what I mean? And like being like, yo, I've been to Brazil 4 times and still haven't seen Rio. That sounds, oh my God, this guy's so cool. He goes to Florianopolis and he goes to Salvador. Oh my God. It's just like, okay, bro, save some pussy for the rest of us. But seriously, it's like it's not actually that cool to not go to Rio de Janeiro. Rio de Janeiro is the most beautiful city on planet Earth. It's one of the most interesting cities on planet Earth. Like, it's like it's kind of weird to not go there, especially if you're going to Brazil. Um. Oh wow, you've been to 15 other cities. That's awesome, dude. That's awesome. Oh my God, you're so cool. How safe is Mexico City? I'm not a Mexico expert, to be honest. Um. Here's the funny thing about this dude Kevin, right? Because I don't actually I don't read the comments from bottom to top. I read them from top to bottom, right? And I 100% clock this dude as a pretentious dude who loves to use his travel experience as a way to show how cool he is and as a way to like basically stick his dick out and show how much better he is than other people, right? I clocked this dude when he made that statement. And what do we have here? Right? Every single comment this guy makes is about how many cities he's been to, how many times he's been to those cities, right? All of that is to show how awesome he is, right? And like, I just fucking hate that shit. I just don't think it's interesting. It's not fun. It's not fun to be in a constant dick measuring contest about where you've traveled to and how many places you've traveled to. Like, sit down and enjoy the place, right? You said you've been to Brazil 4 times and you've been to 15 cities, right? That means that each time you go, you've been to about 4 cities, right? Okay, let's assume that each of your trips is 3 months. And I don't think each of your trips is 3 months. I think each of your trips is like 2 weeks, right? Okay. I think each of the trips is 2 weeks, right? So you've been there 4 times, 8 weeks, 15 cities. You've spent 4 days in each of those fucking cities. You spend 4 days per city, right? You arrive in the city. That's day one. You don't really do anything day one, right? Day two, you go see all the famous stuff. Day three, you see some more famous stuff, and then you sit down and you chill and you go to like some bars and stuff. Day four, you leave. You Kevin, you haven't been to a single fucking city in Brazil, bro. You haven't been to a single city in Brazil. You've been to zero. You've actually been to zero. God fucking damn it. Good things. What country have you spent the most time in? Brazil and Thailand. Thoughts on Japan for a brother? Japan is the best, bro. What country have you spent the most time in? Paraguay and Brazil. They're avoiding the coolest places to be edgy. Exactly, dude. It's like it's like the dude is just like, oh yeah, man. I've never listened to the Beatles. I'm a huge fan of the Monkeys, though. It's like, really, you spend your time sitting around listening to the Monkeys, but you've never listened to the Beatles. Um, how did you and your wife get together? We met on Tinder, and the rest is history. To be honest, ignore this guy's pretentious comments. No, bro, I'm the one calling you pretentious. Each of your trips have been 6 months, but you can only go to Brazil on a visa for 3 months. What are you talking about? They want to think the room necessarily. He's feeling insecure because you might know more about travel. This is the whole problem, is this whole like dick measuring contest of who knows more about travel. That's such a weird statement to even make. Like one thing that happens when you start traveling a lot is you realize how little you know about it. The more time that I've spent traveling, the less I felt I've known about a place. Like after my first week in Rio de Janeiro, I felt like I knew everything about Brazil. And then my second week, I was just like, oh shit, I don't know anything about Brazil. My second month, I'm like, damn, I really don't know anything. Right? The more time you spent, the less you feel you know. Exactly. It's not a bash of knowledge to be acquired rapidly. Paulie, I've been in Paraguay 3 weeks, not really liking except saving money. Yeah, dude, this is one of those things that I think I should have been a lot more clear about. Um, like when I recommended Paraguay, and I apologize, it's just the nature of TikTok. It makes it kind of difficult. Is that like the thing about Paraguay that makes Paraguay such a great place to live is the fact that it's such a shitty place to visit. And I actually think that Paraguay and Rio are kind of interesting opposites, right? Or like Asuncion, right? Because Rio is the best place to visit on planet Earth, but because of that, it's like the worst place to live. You know what I mean? Because all the bullshit, right? Asuncion is the complete opposite. Like there's nothing really like to do in Asuncion, right? But because of that, it's like such a nice calm, peaceful place. Like me and my wife were there when we were dating. Like, there are a lot of really nice restaurants. They're not the most amazing restaurants in the world, but like they're good and like they're cheap and it's safe. We used to walk around with my dog at night every night for like an hour around Via Mora, which, is crazy if you think about it, but like, it was incredibly safe. So that's the thing about Paraguay. It's just a different speed. If it's not for you though, like don't force yourself. You know what I mean? Just like go somewhere else. Um Asuncion, yeah. Yo, John Calvin got his offer on a house in Mendoza accepted. That's awesome, dude. Yo, John Calvin. So me and my wife are considering like our plans change every day. So like don't put too much weight in it. But like we're thinking now about moving to like Patagonia. We think that would be pretty cool to go live in Patagonia. So like if we do, you could come down to us and hang out in Patagonia, and then we can come up to you and hang out in Mendoza. Were you communicating with your wife in Spanish or English when I met her? Spanish. She and I still communicate in Spanish. She speaks really bad English, so she claims that she understands English, but she only understands enough English to get mad at me over shit I say. You know what I mean? Like she understands just enough English, and she's actually in the room right now. I think she's gonna like get mad at me about this, but she knows just enough English. If I'm having a conversation with somebody and she overhears it, to be like, who's Brittany, and then like get angry about that. Like that's the extent of her English, which by the way is all a Latina really needs when it comes to English, is to get angry at her man. Yeah, super calm. Yeah. Do the girls in Brazil like white boys? They do like white boys, but like, they're not like crazy about white boys. Somebody asked, is now a good time to travel to Morocco? I'm not sure, like about this time. Like, are you talking about in terms of like weather? Travelers. So sorry to take some time to get to your question, but I actually went to Morocco in January, and I thought the weather was pretty good. It gets a little chilly at night, but if you have an Airbnb with a heater, and then you walk around with like a sweatpants and sweatshirts, you should be perfectly fine. Um, Tell me about Morocco. What do you like to know about Morocco? Very chill, like for family raising, 100%. And that's the thing, right? Like I think this is one of the most important things to say about travel is it's different strokes for different folks. That's one thing to always remember. And it's an important thing to remember when people give you travel advice is to ask yourself, like, what is this person looking for? Right. And like, am I looking for the same thing? And I think that a lot of times, now my entire life is people arguing over like the best places to travel to, right? I think a lot of the times when people argue about where to travel to, it's not even an argument about the facts, it's an argument about values, right? Like someone's like, oh, I don't want to go to, Cartagena because it's all just like pay for play and boats and stuff. It's just like, yeah, well, obviously that doesn't appeal to you because you're married with 4 kids. You know what I mean? Like, why would that appeal to you, right? So I think when you're looking for travel advice, it's really important to answer the question, who is this advice for? Is this advice for somebody like me? Are you aware of how much girls are charging for Medellin and Cartagena? I actually don't know um about that. They definitely give you gringo prices though. I think I've realized I generally might be gay. Okay. Um, Best city in Brazil for newbies. I mean, I keep on saying this over and over again. Your first city in Brazil should be Rio de Janeiro. Is Patagonia in Chile or Argentina? It's in both. It's in both. How good is your Spanish? I'm pretty good. I need to like focus in on it to be on it. Um, for us, it was Mendoza, Salta, or Patagonia, all top tier. We'd love to have you. Just enough to be triggered. I don't know what that means. Paulie in the building. I'm biased about Southern Cone. It is funny, like Southern Cone is one country in my opinion. Can you get a girl in Morocco if you're not a Muslim? It's much easier to get a girl in Morocco if you're not Muslim. I want to go to Morocco to Paraguay to find Bay. 100%. That's where you should go. I've never been to Lebanon. How did you start learning Spanish? The way that I started learning Spanish, man, is I spent 3 months in South America, and that kind of kicked me in the butt to start learning Spanish. And then I downloaded Duolingo. I did a lot of practicing on Duolingo, and then from there, once I got back to South America, I just dated Latinas, and that taught me Spanish. And then I started dating my wife, and that's the easiest way to learn Spanish. Like you have to learn it because they're speaking Spanish at you. They're fucking yelling at you. You have to respond. One thing that you can do a lot. One thing that I recommend doing a lot of time is when you use the translator, always make sure to say the words. You know what I mean? So like a lot of times you'll kind of get lazy. Thanks for the roses, Bo. A lot of times you kind of get lazy and you'll like write something and then like you'll click the audio because you don't want to do it. Saying the words is what teaches you how to speak Spanish. So I highly recommend it. I'm going to Rio for Carnival. You should not go to Rio for Carnival. I made 100 videos about this. I'm not even gonna go into it, but um, have a great rest of your life. Thanks, Big Mo. I appreciate it. Um, Sao Paulo on a Portuguese New York vibe. That's 100% true. Thanks, Big Mo, for the roses. I appreciate it. How to find a Polish wife. I would not recommend finding a Polish wife, but that's just me. Except for Thailand, we're the best freak offs. Like in Asia, you're looking at the Philippines. I learned Portuguese in 6 months. Yeah, dude. Immersion is the easy way to do it. Any opinions on Puerto Vallarta? Found a round trip for $200. I might check it out. 100% go to Puerto Vallarta. Puerto Vallarta is one of those places that like Chileans salivate over. Chileans love Puerto Vallarta. It's like the pride of their nation. They will constantly tell you about how great Puerto Vallarta is. So, is it as good as they say it is? Probably not, but it's pretty dope. I really just want to spend my life in Patagonia, man. I want to like explore the entire fucking place. Um, why is it easy to get them if not Muslim? The reason why is because the Muslims that they're with like force them to abide by these rules. Um, anyone on the line? And so, like, the reason why they like Americans is because the Americans don't care, right? So they feel like they can be freaks with Americans, and then like go back to like their Muslim men who like don't let them do anything, right? So they're more than happy to like let their freak flag fly with Americans. Yo, we got 8 people on this YouTube. Yo, thanks everyone for being on the YouTube. I really appreciate it. Um, a lot of time I ask for roses. By the way, anybody in the on the TikTok, throw some roses. I don't know for what reason, but I'm just gonna ask you guys to throw some roses if you don't mind. But I appreciate the people on the YouTube because I'm trying to grow my YouTube channel and like having consistent people on the YouTube will get it recommended to more people and more people and more people. So I appreciate you guys, joining and watching care. It says someone's on the Twitch live. I don't know who it is though. Is it Alaska? I don't know who is, but anyway, I appreciate you guys too. We're gonna build out the yo. I was just telling you guys how happy I am that people are on the YouTube, and then 2 people drop off. What the fuck? I feel like if I thank you for being on my live, that buys me at least like 5 minutes. You know what I mean? What do you do for work? So I used to do yo, double tap. We need 10,000 likes on here or hit the For You page. Everyone listen to Mr. Carrier. Double tap like crazy. Let's get this. Let's get this out there. If this live, so what my goal now, I've gotten alive to I don't know who John Thron is. I've gotten alive um to 100 to 96 concurrent viewers before. I've never gotten it to 100. So if this goes to 100, I'm gonna do 6 hours straight. Let's do that. So there are 25 people on here. If you guys just double click like crazy, let's get this to 10,000 likes. Let's get this to the For You page. Let's get this to 100 concurrent viewers. And I promise I'll do 6 straight hours. My wife's going to kill me, but I don't care. Thailand is really that cooked. April New Year's water fight. Yo, Thailand, look, Thailand is still worth going to, and if especially if it's your first time going to Asia, I do recommend going to Thailand. I think Thailand has good training wheels on it. The problem with Thailand, though, is that there are way too many Americans there, and that's the same problem with Medellin that someone is asking right now. There are way too many Americans, way too many Europeans, and so everything's more expensive. It's hard to really immerse yourself. All these problems, right? What's a good career path for a passport bro? That's a good question. The main career path that I would recommend for a passport bro is remote sales closer. It used to be engineer was a really great path. I mean, I feel like I say this every live, so I apologize to the people who've heard this before. But nowadays, companies like treat engineers like they're like sweatshop labor, and so they want you in the office, they want to supervise you, they want to crack the whip to make sure that you're working. While sales reps, with a sales rep, you can work 5 hours or 8 hours or 10 hours. You're not really closing that much more business. A lot of it's based upon just your inherent talent as a sales rep. And so the companies have a lot more incentive to cater to high talented individuals. So if you can prove that you're a high talented sales closer, they're going to allow you to travel wherever you want. They don't really care. Does that make sense? They charging more than $100 in Thailand. They are right now. They are charging more than $100 in Thailand. I've heard people pay like 150, 200 for very mid people. Hooded Beast, bro, you're on the cusp of me telling me what to do for work. Yeah, I apologize for that. I kind of have the ADHD. I'm gonna take a sip of Bolivian energy drink. While I do that, if you guys could double tap, everybody double tap. Let's get to 4,000 likes while I'm taking this sip. All right. Yo, that completely backfired. Not a single person double tapped. Anyway, um, I was a remote sales closer, and then this account got big enough that now I do content creation full time. Hey man, I'm a young digital nomad with a virtual job. Thinking of moving to Costa Rica. Would love some insight on that. Costa Rica is a great place to live. The problem is that Costa Rica is basically Disneyland, right? So Costa Rica is a lot more expensive than the rest of Latin America. Costa Rica is kind of like a simulacrum of Latin America, right? It's you know, it has huge training wheels on it. That being said, you don't who really gives a shit? You know what I mean? You don't get anything from getting street cred of being yo, I went to the favelas in Brazil. It's who cares, right? So the beautiful thing about Costa Rica, there's this city in Costa Rica called Santa Teresa that I really love. I'm gonna share my screen and show you guys this place. Um, this is my happy place, to be honest. I kind of want me and my wife to move. This is on the I have a lot of lists of places that I want me and my wife to move to, but this is definitely on that list. Yeah, I'm just gonna show this for a second. I don't want to make the YouTube people feel bad, but yeah, dude, it's on the Pacific Shore. This is the way that I describe this place is that in those movies where oh it's Santa Teresa without an H, but those movies where a guy he's running away from the law or running away from some killers, and then he finally escapes them, and he's sitting on a beach, and he's just happy, right? It's you've won, right? It's the end of true romance, the end of the Bourne movies, right? That's how I view Santa Teresa. I love your content, bro. Thanks, bro. Thank you much. I've been so nervous to try to meet beautiful people and women. All right, you're Gucci, bro. All right. So Apparently, no one's on the Twitch. We now have 12 people on the YouTube, which I'm super pumped about. We've got 34 people here, so we've got 50 people on this live. This is a lot of people. This is a lot of pressure that I have right now to perform. So, um, type the place Santa Teresa. It's like this. This is how you say it. All right. What are some good questions that we have? Have a nice day, Paulie. Yeah, dude. You too, man. Should I just open up? If you guys want, I can just open up the phone lines. But I'm gonna need at least 7,000 likes before we open up the phone lines. Any better places in Thailand? I mean, the thing that I would say in Thailand is to just go to like Vietnam or go to Cambodia. Like go, on that bay, just go to the Cambodia side or the Malaysia side, right? But or what you could do is just like say fuck it and just be like, hey, you know what? I just want to so for example, there's this place in Thailand called Kopi P, and Kopi P is like one of the most fun places in the world. It's not like a genuine Thai experience. It's like you go there to be a degenerate, but like you're gonna have a lot of fun being a degenerate, right? So why not? So yeah, man. Um, Bitcoin Beach? No, I don't know. Vietnam is beginner friendly too. Vietnam is basically um Vietnam is basically Thailand 10 years ago. Where do I need to go while exploring in Latin America as a black man? You're fine as a black man, bro. Don't worry about it. All right. Somebody asked, "Is Cambodia travel lover?" Yo, travel lover. I appreciate travel lover is always on this live, bro. I appreciate you a lot, travel lover. Um, so Cambodia and Morocco are pretty safe. Cambodia had this, so I actually got kind of psyched out in Cambodia. I think it's because like I had like some like real like economic problems before I got to Cambodia, and so the idea of getting robbed was just like no bueno when I was in Cambodia. So like I took some like extra precautions. But looking back on it, I don't really think I needed any of those precautions. I would have been 100% fine. But there's like a stigma of Cambodia being like there are a lot of pickpockets and stuff. But again, I didn't see it, and like I think I took too many precautions. I actually have like no pictures of Cambodia, and I'm kind of sad about that. Morocco is pretty safe. I walked around in Marrakesh at night sometimes, and there were a few places that I went to that I was just like, I'm not sure this is 100%, but generally speaking, it's fine. And like if you keep good head on your shoulders, you should be pretty good. Um, any South American gun-friendly countries like Chile or Argentina? I've been kind of looking into gun laws because I'm planning on having a family soon, and I want to. I appreciate you too, travel lover. I'm planning on having a family soon. By the way, can we get some likes? Can we get to 8,000 likes soon? Um, Anyway, so I'm planning on having a house and kids, and I want to like defend them. But no South American countries are really like conducive to that. Argentina is kind of the best one, but even so, Argentina doesn't really have anywhere close to the liberal gun laws that the South in America has. Like I'm talking about like the American South. Philippines, is it very similar to Thailand? No. Philippines, Cordoba is awesome. Thank you, 100%, dude. Glad you like it. Did you come on my live the other day and say that, or was that somebody else? I'm not putting you on blast or anything. If it was you, like I appreciate you saying it twice. I'm just wondering because I had somebody else the other day saying that like they went to Cordoba because of me, and I was just like, oh, okay, that was you. Yeah, I was thinking about you the other day, man. I was just like, fuck. I'm really happy that I was able to like be a positive impact on this person's life. One one thing that's kind of weird from my perspective is that like, yo, we were at 8K. Thanks a lot, Key Glock. is like you have to realize, like, from my perspective, I don't really see the impact that I have. You know what I mean? Like for me, like my only metric is like and um followers and money that I make. You know what I mean? And as of now, it's like fine, but it's not like incredible. But then I'll have people come up to me. I literally had some people come up to me in like the airport and be like, "Hey man, your content changed my life." And I was just like, I didn't realize like I was that big. So Hector says, please don't let other passport bros know about this place. Yo, John Calvin. John Calvin's about to be pissed at me because ever since I decided that we might be moving to Cordoba, I stopped recommending Cordoba as much and I started recommending Mendoza instead. Because Mendoza and Cordoba are very similar. And I was just like, you know what, I don't want because what happened was I've been recommending Asuncion like crazy, and I've been hearing from a lot of people that have been going to Asuncion because of me. And then came back to Asuncion. It's expensive, and I'm like, I can't have this happen to like my future places. So John Calvin, I apologize. So if you see a bunch of Americans in Mendoza, that's my bad. I might start recommending Rosario instead soon, instead of both of those. So, but that's my bad, bro. Cordoba, Spain, 100%, dude. Go to Cordoba, Spain. How do you find the good housing in Santa Teresa of pricing like to live there? Um, so um, what I recommend doing, this is the overall best practice if you guys are looking to move somewhere, is go there for a month on an Airbnb, and then while you're there, go walk around and find a place. You're never gonna find a good place online. It's not gonna happen, right? Um, so like walking around travel, I'll get to you in a second. So walking around is never gonna happen, right? So sorry, going online is never going to happen, right? So what you want to do is you want to get an Airbnb, go to that place, walk around. You'll find incredible deals just being in that spot. In fact, me and my wife are going to Cordoba, and she has family in Cordoba right now. And we found some places online, and we're like, honestly, we'll just take an Airbnb for a month and then walk around, and we'll find a good place. So, um, is it sound low or just going deaf? The sound might be low on on um on here. If you want, I can try to change this. I'm not really sure how I can change those settings though. Is everyone else having a problem on the YouTube stream or on any other stream? Here, I'm gonna increase the sound for everybody. Here, just give me a second. For some reason, it just keeps on making the input low. I don't know why it does that. Anyway, does that sound better, cyber leftist? Okay, so this is actually an important point, and I'm gonna go on a little bit of rant about this. So it's cool. I just locked in my house. Awesome, bro. Anyway, so Travel Lover has a really important question that I think you guys need to that we need to apply to everybody. So he says, I sent messages to all the Airbnbs in Morocco asking if guest friendly, and 99% said has to be your wife and documents to prove. That is bullshit. I'm not saying you're lying to me, Travel Lover. I'm saying like they're lying to you, right? They are they are saying this because they're afraid that you're the cops, right? So what you kind of have to do, I know it kind of sucks, but like with places like Morocco, you have to just kind of go there and then just kind of suss out the policy when you're there, because they're never going to tell you, yeah, you can bring in all the guests you want, because if it's the police, they're going to get arrested because they're legally not allowed to, because it's a Muslim country, right? But like, so for example, when I was in Morocco, my host was like, hey, the policy is no guests, but you are, you know you're 32, you're a man, you're in Morocco. Just keep it under 3 or 4, please. right? And you kind of get that wink, wink, nod, nod kind of thing. That's how you have to do things in a lot of these countries. One thing about Americans, and this is kind of a little bit of a kryptonite that we have when we travel abroad, is in America, everything is above board. All the rules are written down. Everything is copacetic, right? That's not how it is in most places in the world, especially in the Middle East and especially in Southeast Asia. There are a lot of things that are illegal that are legal, but you have to navigate it, right? And so, that's so for example, right? Like in Thailand, vape pens are completely illegal, but everyone smokes vape, right? Prostitution is actually illegal in Thailand. I don't know if people know this. Yo, we just got to 10K views. We're gonna start getting on the For You page. Thanks everyone who double clack, double tapped. I appreciate it. Does not feel like South America here. No, it doesn't. I believe that Argentina is Europe. Sorry, Europe has fallen. Argentina is the new Europe. Have you ever been to Basque Country, Spain? No. Malta, heard it's good. I really want to go to Malta, but sadly, I'm probably not going to go there. Um, the door people stop you. It again, it's based like so in Latin America. Yeah, the door people will stop you. In Morocco, they won't. There's another question that somebody asked. How are the women in the Philippines compared to Thailand? I actually haven't been with a girl in the Philippines really. Yo, Mr. Carrier. Mr. Carrier's my boy, man. This guy's constantly like trying to like push this whole project forward. I appreciate it. What do I think about Hako? So if you think about Costa Rica as basically like Disneyland, or like kind of like Costa Rica is kind of like Westworld. You know what I mean? Hako is the like degenerate part of Westworld. Now, obviously, like you can't like kill people the way that you can in Westworld, right? But it is the place where like drugs, sex, all that type of stuff. I mean, Hako is a lot of fun if you've never encountered that type of stuff. Once you've spent enough time in South America, you kind of get tired of it and you're like, okay, cool, Hako. But, 100% like go to Hako, enjoy it, have fun. You know, I think one nice thing about a place like Santa Teresa, if you are a digital nomad moving to Costa Rica, is that it's close enough to Hako that you can go on like a weekend excursion to Hako and then come back to Santa Teresa, right? So you kind of always have that there. But one of the nice things about Costa Rica is that because of Hako, everywhere else is kind of like more like G rated. They don't really have prostitution throughout the whole country. It's mainly Hako and in San Jose as well. Um, awesome. Thoughts on Cali? I haven't been to Cali, but we're actually thinking about having tours in Cali, so I'm not sure. How'd you get around Thailand? Train, plane, little scooter. So you go from city to city by plane. Sometimes you have to go by boat. And then if you um like in the actual town, you go around by like scooter slash motorcycle. One of my favorite cities in the world right now is Cartagena, mainly because of gorgeous pay for play girls. Would you say I like Morocco or Argentina more? Morocco, 100% Morocco. Medellin feels like completely pay for play. Is that the same in Rio? Yes and no. In terms of like the way it affects Americans, yes, but for completely different reasons. Like Medellin, most of the girls who are going to Medellin, like pretty much any girl who moves to Medellin is going there in order to become a prostitute, right? Like it is, a huge pay for play scene. That's what the city's about, right? Rio de Janeiro is more of like an actual city. It's just that the only girls that will fuck with Americans are the pay for play. Most of the other girls just have enough experience with Americans that they're just not interested in you, right? So that's kind of the lowdown of the difference. It's kind of it's the same effect but for different reasons. Um, Yo, this 10K was supposed to get me on the For You page, was supposed to get me all these new views. We're still at 17. Can I apply for an ESTA? What's an ESTA? I don't know what an ESTA is. What about English? I don't know what you mean by English. Like English girls? Why would you wanna date an English girl? That sounds terrible. Do not date English girls. That's rule number 1. I honestly I think I need to start putting yo, this actually I actually like that. I'm gonna start a video series. So part of the reason rules. Part of the reasons why I do these lives is to give me like ideas for content based upon the questions that people ask. Um and now I think I'm gonna do a content idea for like rules. Just so you know, you just made me confirm my decision to book my flight to Morocco soon. Thank you, Paul. 100%, dude. What you should do is, travel lover. I don't know if you've seen my Marrakesh video on my YouTube. You obviously know what my YouTube is because you're watching this on my YouTube. Go to my YouTube and go watch the Marrakesh video, and that will give you a whole lowdown of like where to go, where to stay, all that type of stuff. You haven't made enough content about European girls. You shouldn't date European girls. So, you know, that's rule number 1. Don't date European girls. You know, easy. Easy as pie. Don't date European girls. Um Anybody else? Yeah, I'm actually really excited for this rule idea. I think this would be cool. The problem is that like the only videos on TikTok that monetize is are videos with that are like more than a minute. And so I'm not going to be able to make a lot of these videos more than a minute, but that's fine. Are they similar to American? Yeah, dude. Yeah. Like the problem, the reason why you don't want to date American girls is because they are they're bitchy, they're run through thoughts, they have these incredibly high expectations, all of these problems, right? Like European girls have the same exact issue as the American girls, Australian girls have the same issue, like all of these girls have the same issue. So it's like, why would you date these girls that have the same issue as American girls? Um, Michael Downs. Michael Downs is English. Yeah, dude. I mean, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I guess I don't know what to tell you. Um, you guys destroyed your own country. I didn't do anything to your country. You know what I mean? The English are the ones who destroyed their own country. I didn't do anything to it. Um, I know. Meh. A Mexican wife would love a hardworking man. 100%. Um, that's the thing. If any of you have heard, I want to leave, you should want to leave. England arrests more people for. Yeah, I watched your Marrakesh video. The first hour you dropped, no joke, and I loved it. Thanks, man. We're about to drop a Dubai video too. We're about to drop a Dubai video. So by about to, I mean like tomorrow. So um, you know, it's all right. But yeah, I want to do a lot more of these types of videos. I appreciate that you liked it. Pretty diabolical how England portrays America in their media too. What do they say in their media? So like other Brazilians think that Guyana girls are the most good looking. I don't have an opinion on the matter. I'm just, conferring their opinion about it. The girls that I think are the most attractive are obviously Venezuelan women because that's who I married. But it's whatever floats your goat, bro. You know what I mean? Um, and this is why I kind of critique the passport bros who go to like foreign countries and just like film themselves with women and so clearly want to like get other guys' approval is just like it doesn't matter. Like it doesn't matter, what other guys on the internet think about your girl. What matters is like, do you like her? Like, are you happy with her? You know what I mean? And like, if the answer is yes, then it doesn't matter what other people think about her. Like, solve the crucial question. And if the answer is no, it's like, okay, well, you can have all of these guys giving you a high five for dating her, but at the end of the day, you're the one who has to spend your fucking time with her. And if you don't like her, it's not gonna be anything good. I went to Medellin since 2009. I never took a single video. It was insane. Mexico versus Argentina for a good-looking traditional wife. Your thoughts, please. They both have good-looking women. It's just a question of like what type of look are you looking for. Argentina's gonna be a lot more like traditional European type looking women. Basically like the best way to think about Argentina is Europe. Like whatever you think Europe is, that's Argentina, right? Um, Mexico is more like even the white women in Mexico are a lot more like Moreno. You know what I mean? Um, they basically demonize America. Yeah, I mean, that's fine. Um, what's that famous Churchill phrase? Like, don't judge me by my friends, judge me by my enemies. And it's like, if the BBC, the people who have been covering up the grooming gangs, the people who, made adolescents where they literally like race swapped the murderer, in order to like make a video about, alt-right radicalization when really the murderer was like an immigrant, right? When those such blatant, transparent liars say like that America sucks, that's like the highest compliment you can get. You know what I mean? It's kind of like when the Soviet Union was saying that like America sucks. It's like great. That's awesome. That's awesome that you think that because your country is horrible. So if you thought my country was good, that would be a serious indictment of my country. A lot of people have questions about other stuff, so I'm not gonna get on this soapbox today. Try to read the room more. A lot of people say Mexico's not safe. Your experience. I don't have a lot of experience in Mexico, so I'm not the Mexico expert. I apologize, travel lover. American press demonizes America too. Yeah, dude. They do. What's the plan for the yacht party? Um, the plan for the yacht party. That's a good question. I'm gonna do a little bit of a pitch, and I guess we're gonna go back to Sadiq Khan. But the Cartagena group trip, I really want like so we just filled up our ninth spot. I thought it was our 10th spot. It's our ninth spot. I really want this trip to just be filled up so I can be over it. This trip is from March 16th to March 22nd. It's $1,250, 1250. That what that includes is a room in a 10-bedroom mansion, all of your activities for a week. You're going on a private yacht to the islands multiple days. You're gonna go on an ATV excursion. You're gonna go to the mud volcano. You're gonna be getting breakfast and lunch. You're gonna have a private drinking bus through Gethsemane. You're gonna have all these crazy experiences. All of it is bought for you. 1250. Basically, a dude that basically lives the life in Cartagena that you guys want to live. That dude is basically planning a 6-day trip for you, right? Where you basically get to live his like rock star music video lifestyle for 1250. The only thing it does not include is dinner, drinks, girls, and flights. So if you guys are interested, click the link in the bio, fill out the form. Can you book last minute? No, to be honest, like I'm trying to get this, out. If you don't have cash on you, and like I did this offer today with somebody, because again, I'm really just trying to get these out the door because I want to move on to our next trips, right? If you don't have cash on you today to pay for the 1250, if you can put down a 250 deposit, you can pay the rest of it in a month if you want, or in a month and a half, right? We're willing to take that. But I just want you to know that is going to be a non-refundable deposit. So if you can't get the money, if something changes, sorry, we're closing the books on this, right? So I'm interested later on the year. So Michael Downs, what you should do, fill out the form in link in the bio and put down a note like I'm not interested right now. I'm interested later, and then I'll just put you on our mailing list. Anyway, the mayor of London is trying to cover up the grooming gangs. The Prime Minister of England covered up the grooming gangs. So that's how you know that England is occupied, is that the Prime Minister of England became the Prime Minister because he covered up the grooming gangs. He was literally the guy in charge of covering it up. And then he got the prime ministership. What does that tell you? You know what I mean? But anyway, I don't think people are interested in me shit talking England, so I'm gonna go to some other questions. Um, let me see. I'm gonna try to. Let me know if you guys have any more questions. We've got 6 people on here. Yeah, I'm pumped about how the YouTube live has been growing. It used to just literally just be like one person. So that makes me very happy. Again, I appreciate everyone joining. Appreciate everyone asking questions. So in case people were wondering, I'm in Bolivia right now. I guess I can just go on a Bolivia tangent right now. Um, do I do itineraries? Like, do I do itineraries for trips? Yeah, dude, we do itineraries. Like, so we one thing we will do in Cartagena for people is, and to be honest, this is actually the thing that I really want to focus on long term. I don't want to do these group trips. These group trips actually really suck. But like what we're planning on doing long term is what's it called? Is like if you have your own group of like 6 people, we will do everything for you, right? So like if you have 6 people and you want to spend like 3K each, that's $18,000, right? We'll find you a mansion. We'll find you um we'll find you all the activities. We'll find you, all the girls. We'll find you all the drinks. We'll find you everything, right? That's honestly where we're trying to move to because it's a lot easier. So I'm not a guide. To be honest, you don't want me as a guide, as your guide. Um, in Cartagena. I'm married now. Like, why would you want me guiding you through Cartagena? The person that I have that I have guiding you is this guy named Brandon. And Brandon like literally lives that Colombian lifestyle that you're trying to live. You know what I mean? So he's your guide. He's literally gonna be your guide. Will I be able to go? I'm 19, 100%, dude. Like, are you trying to go on the group trip, or are you trying to make your own group trip? If you're trying to go on the group trip, fill out the form. I'll WhatsApp you right after this, and we can talk. He's living the dream. He is. Why am I promoting it? Because it's our joint business venture. Me and him are working together. I, you know, in every business, like most ideal businesses have a guy in charge of sales and marketing, and you have a guy in charge of like operations and product, right? He's the operations and product guy. He's the guy on the ground in Cartagena. He has all the connections. He knows everybody. He does everything. He figures everything out. And I'm the guy who goes on lives, gets people interested, and sells it. You know what I mean? So that's like we're working together. But him and I, like, this isn't just like some guy. This is him and I talk at least like 3 or 4 times a day. So we're not like This isn't some stranger that I'm putting in contact with. What are the dates? The dates are March 16th to the 22nd. March 16th to the 22nd, so it's 6 days in total. Can I get booked solo? Trying to get my friends to come to Colombia. They're too scared. Yeah, dude, 100%. So we have I, I'm always really bad at explaining this, so like I apologize. We have two types of trips. The group trip, I need to come up with a better name for it, I guess, is basically like you come as a solo traveler. So we basically we on our end we book a mansion for 10 rooms, and you're basically booking one of those rooms, and you're going to be part of that group of 10 people. But you don't get to choose your group, right? Like it's just whoever comes, right? So you can book this solo, and this is a lot of this is honestly for the people who want to go to Colombia, but their friends are a bunch of little bitches and they can't get them to go. And you're trying to get, you're trying to make a new group of friends who, who want to travel, who want to experience new things. And like your friends at home, you love them, they're great, but they're not about that, right? This is the ideal trip for you, right? Um, does it include food and drinks? It includes breakfast and lunch. It does not include dinner and drinks. The 1250, because who knows, right? For an ideal budget, one, the plane ticket is kind of up to you. From America, it's usually around like $300-400 round trip. Um, this package is 1250, and then depending on like how many girls you want to get with, depending on how drunk you want to get, probably like $500 to $700 is good. So besides airfare, you're gonna be spending around $1,800. Just think about it that way, and you're paying 1250 to us, and then 550 just bringing towards the cash. I've been before. Not bad, to be honest. Yeah, I mean, so our future trips, we're actually going to done. Awesome. Yeah, see, that's why I say Thailand is cooked, because blowing $4,000 in Thailand is kind of crazy. I'm interested in the trip. Awesome. So, um, if you're interested in the trip, um, go to the link in my bio, fill out the form, and I'll send you a WhatsApp. I promise I will send everybody a WhatsApp right after this live. It's 11. I'm gonna finish this live in about 15 minutes. By 12, I'm gonna message everybody. I'm going to get your information, right. Going to the link right now. Perfect. The price range for the girls. I need to get so this isn't 100%. This is the part of the trip that like we're not sure. We're gonna have to walk on eggshells around. But basically, we're negotiating group rates for you. The beautiful thing about this trip is that every single thing is gonna be cheaper for you to do on this trip than if you were to do alone. When is the trip? The trip is March 16th to the 22nd. March 16th to 22nd. So MCH Jefferson is interested in the trip. Fill out the form. And yeah, I appreciate you guys asking, because to be honest, like crack 18 grows in Medellin. No, dude, you're chilling, bro. I cracked 40. Um, so I do appreciate you guys asking these questions. The reason why is because like like right now I'm trying to figure out a balance between like self promotion and not making the whole thing just me talking about my shit. You know what I mean? Because like this is what pays the bills. But at the same time, no one wants to watch a TV program that's like 95% commercials. So I appreciate you guys asking real questions about it. You guys actually being interested in it. It makes the whole process a lot easier for me. I don't really like pushing stuff. I don't really feel that good about it, but I appreciate you guys being genuinely interested in it. So Is it worth 1 week? It's 1 week. My buddies say they try to steal all your belongings. How can we prevent that? This is actually the perfect reason to go on the group trip. Baby, yo voy finitar en 15 minutos. No va a dormir. This is actually the perfect reason to go on the group trip. And the reason why is because like, yeah, in a lot of other situations, you are, susceptible to people scamming you, people robbing you, people doing all that other type of stuff. But on the group trip, we're gonna have um a private security for you, off-duty cop, and then on top of that, we're gonna know all of the girls, and they're not going to want to steal from you because they know that if they do, they'll never be invited again, right? And we're gonna be having a lot of trips. So is it better to Geomax or LooksMax? It's 100% better to Geomax than to LooksMax. LooksMaxing does not cut the price in half. Dude, people tell me this all the time, and it's such BS. And by the way, I know this from personal experience because I've literally done this as a good-looking guy who is in incredible shape and as a fat piece of shit. And I can tell you, nobody gets a discount. There's no discounts in this world. You know what I mean? When it comes to that type of stuff. Like maybe like they do charge some people more, but like nobody gets a discount for looking good from a lady of the night. She doesn't like you. You are a product for her. No, even if you're a male model, it's no like even if you're a male model, it makes no difference, right? It's like show proof that you're in shape since you made a claim. No, how about that? How about that? It's funny, right? I have all these anons who are just like this dude has 144 followers, and his profile picture is like him in a Batman costume, and he thinks I care what he thinks about me. Like I don't. I don't care what you think about me, bro. Like, don't believe in me. Don't believe me. I don't give a shit. Geomaxing is the way. Ask any of my friends who have more fun on the West Coast from the East. 100%. Gonna fill out your form. I appreciate that. Does he have to fill out too? I mean, he doesn't have to fill it out. I'm gonna send you a message, and if you and your buddy are both interested, you can both book on the link. Um. So, um, why haven't you traveled to the gym yet? Do you need a visa? Um, no, I just don't feel like it. So that's why. Um, how many spots left for the trip? So that's actually a funny question. So before all these people were interested in, there's literally just one spot, and then we're gonna shut the door. But it seems like a lot of people are interested in this trip. So um okay, so it seems like a lot of people are interested in this trip. So if we get like a bunch of people signing up, what we'll do is we'll just get another mansion, like a 5-bedroom mansion, and then we'll just put you guys in there. So no worries. Like if you guys are interested and ready to actually pay, we'll figure out a way to include you. Don't worry about it. For me, it's just a matter of just like trying to, close the book on this. So everybody who's interested, fill out the group trip. You're never in shape, forever sub 5 for the foreseeable future, and that's why you Geo Max. Okay, bro. I mean, I'm not the dude with like an anonymous profile picture. Like I'm willing and brave enough to put my face on the internet every single day. You're the one who's too scared to put your face on the internet because here's funny thing. Every single time I've had one of these dudes come at me like calling me ugly, every single time one of these dudes has actually showed their face on the internet to me, they've been like hideously ugly, like hideously ugly. And I'm like, dude, like I'm fat, I get it, but like at least I'm not ugly. You know what I mean? Like if I lost weight and when I was When I was in much better shape, I was very good looking. But you probably have like weird acne, a weird facial structure. How about this, M? How about this, M? Why don't we do this? I'm inviting you as a multi guest. If you are not a little pussy, accept the invitation, put your camera on, and let's see what you look like. Come on, M. Bro, M, if you are not a little pussy, accept the invitation, put on your camera, and let's see what you look like. What's up, bro? This is Ren in the suggested. Yo, thanks for joining. How do you like your jalapeno? Sorry that I'm like arguing with this troll man. They're fine with big dudes, bro. They don't really care. Bro, literally your entire argument is about how I'm ugly. If you're ugly, then it's like like I don't give a shit what you're saying, bro. You gotta tell him to sturdily say reveal yourself. Dude, 100%, man. M, show us your beautiful face. Honestly, M, like if your next response is not you showing your face, I don't give a shit what you say because you're clearly a little pussy. Does the package include like a yacht day? Yeah, dude, it does. So if you look at this yacht, this is my buddy's catamaran. You're gonna be going out on the yacht, and you know, you'll be going to the islands. I think we have 2 different days going to the islands. What country am I in, bro? I'm in Bolivia right now. You're gonna have 2 different days going out into the islands of Cartagena, and you know you're going to you know, party, have a great time. You're smashing it. Keep doing what you're doing. Thanks, man. I appreciate that. I appreciate everybody's like positivity. Um, bro, M, show your face or I don't give a shit. And then Samantha, this is the funny thing about Samantha, and I'm pretty sure this is the same thing as M. Samantha and M are 2 people who are upset about all of my anti-India takes, so they're coming in making fat jokes. I'm 100% certain if M and Samantha showed their face, they would be Indian. And so I'm sorry, I don't take notes from the subcontinent. I don't take miss the old passport, Polly. What do you mean miss the old passport, Polly? Dude, I'm in Peru. Nice, dude. Bro, you're calling me sub 5. You live in India. The hell are you talking about, bro? Go make me some tikka masala. Shut the fuck up. Dude, I'm in Peru. Nice, dude. Where are you at in Peru? Are you in Lima? Lima, Peru is one of my favorite places on planet Earth. Dude, so um Ola Pina asked me how keep it up, bro. Been following you up. This is his first star on TikTok. I appreciate that. I really appreciate that. I have a lot of fans here who have been giving me a lot of support for a long time. And I just want to say I really appreciate all of you. Like, you know, I always find it corny when influencers like we're building this together because it's like, well, who's really benefiting from it? It's really like me, but like I really do feel like we kind of built this together. So I just want to say thanks a lot. I really do appreciate all you guys' support, and like I remember so many of you who have been supporting me on this journey. But yeah, no, I came to Bolivia. I was already sick, and then I ended up being sick for like another week and a half, and I was so shocked by it. And then it turned out I was like, oh yeah, the elevation. That's what made it bad. Sub 5 face, sub 5 IQ. M, make me some tikka masala. Give me some tikka masala, M. Give me some garlic naan on the side. Bro, if you don't live in India, man, show your face, bro. Peruvian girls are love you, bro. Love you too, man. Keep it up, bro. Peruvian girls are hella friendly. Yeah, Peru is one of my favorite countries in the world, to be honest. Um, I would live there in a heartbeat. Um, yo, thanks, Jalapena. Yo, Jalapena, if you don't mind throwing a follow my way, I'd really appreciate that, Jalapena. Throwing a follow my way. Dude, you 100% are attacking me. This is always funny when people do this type of gaslighting. They thanks a lot, Alpina. They come in and they're calling me like a sub five with a sub five IQ, and they're saying I'm ugly and I'm fat, and they're like, "I'm not attacking you. I'm just trying to give you some advice on how to become a better person." It's just like, no, you're clearly attacking me, bro. What's the first country I visited as a solo traveler? Because I visited a lot of countries as a kid with my family. I the first give the man a rest, stop trolling. Yeah, I'm gonna block him soon. Um, but the first country I visited solo was Colombia, and it made me it really made me fall in love with Latin America. Show us your face, bro. You're a little pussy. You're a little bitch. No, dude, you're just a little pussy. So that's it. Anyway, I'm going to end this live soon. I was planning on doing it just for an hour and a half today. I appreciate everyone joining. Let me guys know if you have any last questions. I have not been to the DR. Oh shit. Oh yeah, no, that's him. And just put the Tika in the bag. Yeah, I just blocked him. It was fun. It was fun yelling at him. That was a good time, but you know. Okay. Sí, yo tenía 10 personas que me ven en YouTube a un momento. ¿Está bien yo voy a hacer por más tiempo o no? ¿O quieres dormir? 10 minutos más? Okay, so I just talked to my wife. My wife said we have so many viewers, we're gonna do 10 minutes more. So thanks everybody for being so supportive, being so great. We're gonna do 10 minutes more, and every extra viewer we get, we're probably gonna get some more minutes out of her. Are they strict with the visas in Colombia? No, I don't think you need a visa in Colombia. When I was in Colombia, you didn't need a visa at all. W content always wanted to visit South America. Seeing your TikToks is a sign. Porto Alegre thoughts. My overall idea with Brazil is your first trip should be to Rio de Janeiro. That being said, if you really want to visit the South, what I would recommend doing is fly to Rio de Janeiro and then go to like Porto Alegre, Florianopolis, Curitiba, Sao Paulo, and then go back to America. One thing about Brazil, and this is actually about like this is one of those things you only really learn, I guess, if you've flown as many times in Latin America that I do. But pretty much every flight that you want to take in Brazil was going to go between is going to go through either Rio de Janeiro or Sao Paulo anyway, right? Like if you fly to Porto Alegre um from the United States, there's a very big chance that you're going to go through Sao Paulo, right? So what I recommend doing is just go to Rio de Janeiro anyway, go there for 2 or 3 days, then do the city hopping that you want to do, go to Sao Paulo, and then go back to America. I would recommend doing that in like 3 weeks. I think if you do that like a 3 week trip, you can have a pretty good Brazil experience. W wife, dude, my wife is the best, man. I love my wife. Did you see my last question in regards to girls Morocco? I didn't. Let me see. Um, yo, can you ask that question again, man? I missed it. My bad. Um, pay for play is the pay for play city in Rio good? No, it is terrible. It is horrible. It is way too expensive, and it is very dangerous. I don't know, man. I don't know who she is. How much for that boat for a week? So the group trip for a week is 1250, and I'm blocking these people. Um, so Espiritu Santo nice to go to. Yes, Espiritu Santo is honestly one of my favorite city. So there's a city in Espiritu Santo called Victoria. If I were to live in Brazil, I would live in Victoria. Victoria is one of my favorite cities on planet Earth. Um it's basically Rio de Janeiro without all the bullshit. So um I highly recommend going to Vila Vela. She's cracking the whip. Age difference between me and the wife is 7 years. Is it good in Colombia and can we do it on the trip? Yes and yes. Sup, bro? Yo, Zulu boss, what up, man? I've never been to Lithuania, Jerry Actrick. Yes, it's still cool to travel to Cartagena, bro. You're good. Don't worry about it. You speak Portuguese? Eu falo um pouco Português. The problem is that I had to choose between learning Portuguese and Spanish, and so I chose Spanish. Um, as in, so yeah, so the 1250 for a week, what that covers is a spot in a mansion, breakfast and lunch every single day, all the activities, including like a boat trip to the islands, ATVs to the mud volcano, a drinking bus through Gethsemane, everything, a private chef dinner, um, all of that stuff for a week, 1250. The only thing it doesn't cover is dinner, drinks, girls, and flights. What city has a lot of Mexican Lebanese or Latin Lebanese? Let me see. I forgot what it was called. Give me a second. So, if you're interested in the Lebanese diaspora in Latin America, I made a video about it. Just go to my channel. It's the video that has like a picture of what's his name, of Selma Hayek. But if you're looking for Lebanese um, ancestry in Mexico, you're going to go to Veracruz. If you're looking for it in Latin America, you can go to Barranquilla in Colombia. Um, Bad. What's bad? How old are you? I'm 34. I left America 3 years ago. How many people? 1250 per week. So the 1250 per week is per person. And so we have a group of 10 people. And so you're gonna be spending 1250 to be part of that group. Does he rent the boat for a week by itself? No, dude, he owns the boat. So Vimaster says I chose. So I feel like you did that with like elemental Spanish. Says I chose the correct language. Spanish is better, which is true. How many in each group? Um, so the group has 10 people in it. The group has 10 people in it right now. So fill out the form. Um, Spending all of February in either Da Nang, Vietnam, or Florianopolis. That's like that's like a real different. Like what? Why are you choosing those two places? Angra dos Rice. I've never been there. Yo, what up, Anatoly? How's it going? What's up? Yeah, dude. Sorry, I'm wrapping this up in like 5 minutes, man. So we're not gonna do guest spots, but my next my next um my next live is gonna be Monday. we're not doing any Friday lives anymore because no one enjoys the Friday live. So, want to go somewhere warm. I'm from New England. I want a cheap place with things to do. Like, nowhere is cheaper than Vietnam right now, I think. In terms of just like baseline quality, like in order to get that baseline quality, Vietnam is the cheapest there is. So, the flight might be expensive, but you're going to, you're going to save a huge amount of money in Vietnam. Me and my wife would go out to lunch and dinner, and literally every lunch and dinner was $4. It was a $4 lunch and dinner for the two of us. You know what I mean? Like 2 meals, 2 drinks, and an appetizer was $4, was 200,000 dong or whatever it's called. So, I highly recommend going to Vietnam if you're trying to go warm and save money and pretty. Just go to Da Nang and don't think about it. What I do for work, I'm now a full-time content creator trying to sell these group trips. So please go sign up for a group trip. Yeah, dude, 100%. That's what I'm here for. Um, all right, guys, I'm gonna wrap this up. I appreciate everyone joining. I appreciate everyone being a part of this live. I appreciate all of you guys for being my fans and supporting this channel. Especially appreciate John Calvin. John Calvin, sorry to keep on putting you on blast, but I love that dude. He's been supporting this channel ever since we had like 1,000 followers. So like 2% of the followers that I had back in May, I was doing lives and this dude was jumping on. It was like 5 people. So I appreciate you. Appreciate everyone's been following this channel. Everyone's been supporting. And I also appreciate all the new fans too. Everybody's been coming to this channel who's been seeing the videos, liking what's happening, been following, been commenting, been liking, been sharing. Just want to say thanks to everybody for all the support. I'm hoping that we can build like a good travel community together. When will I be live again? I'm gonna be live again on Monday. I'm not gonna do this tomorrow because the last few Fridays no one's joined and I'm just talking into the void. But next Monday, um, I don't know when I'm gonna start, but I will be on at 10 p.m. Eastern time. But I'll probably just start around like 9 p.m. So I'm still figuring out the schedule. So again, thanks for everyone for joining. Thanks a lot. I appreciate everybody. Till next week, enjoy your weekend.